We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Ricky Pitalico, Ruben Amaro Jr., John Kruk coming up for a moment from the ballpark. Look, it's Major League Baseball. There are bottom lines in the sport, and that is wins or losses. They lose. They came all the way back to tie it. Bryce Harper is a stud, was, is, will always be, but they lost the game.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this game in the ninth inning. I mean, Doval gave them a gift. You walked the first two hitters. Harper hits the home run. Okay, fine. You guys fought your way back. That's one thing we know about this team. They do not quit, especially late in games. I kind of question some of Kimbrel's pitch calling there. In a situation where you have an 0-2 count to who was it? DeYoung.
Yeah.
You have an 0-2 count to DeYoung. You don't throw the ball right down the middle of the plate. I'm sorry. Use a corner or go up top over the zone. You don't throw it down the middle. He left the pitch out over the middle of the zone, and that turned into really the game-winning pitch or game-winning hit for the Giants. But man. I mean, you had him on the ropes. You had him on the ropes in the ninth inning. You had a couple, JT Real Muto had a couple real good breaking balls to hit in two straight at-bats, and he missed them on both ends.
Ruben, even though they have cushion in the first spot in the wild card standings, there are potential tiebreak possibilities here because they're now 2-4 season series against San Francisco.
I mean, that's true, except I believe that this team has no chance of, San Francisco has no chance of beating the Phillies down the road. I just don't think it's a talented enough team, in my estimation, and I think I don't like the results of today's game, but I do love the effort. I mean, for them to have come back after basically dead in the water late in the game again, to get Doval again, and I get it, Ricky, he did give him a gift. But they did battle their butts off to get back into this game. It was just unfortunate that Kimbrel just didn't have it today. This was not his day. You saw it when when they tried to bunt the guy over. He drilled the one-hitter Meckler. You had the feeling that he just didn't have his command. Makes that real big mistake in an 0-2 situation when he could have gotten a punch out.
I almost had
that was hurtful.
I almost got a feeling that he didn't have his breaking ball. Because I mean, that was a breaking ball that hit Meckler, I believe, in the foot. If that was a fastball, that was way off target.
He really pulled it. But,
yeah, I mean,
but again, a great effort, but you don't like the result, obviously. But for them to get back, it was great.
Here's the crossover. We go to John Kruk, who called today's game with Tom McCarthy. He's in the booth right now. Johnny, it's 5 apiece in the 10th, and everything's looking pretty good until Bailey walks. Meckler gets hit by a pitch, and then this guy, Paul DeYoung, released by Toronto, is his first day, and he has more hits today than he had with 13 games with Toronto.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a Canada thing. I don't know what it was, but he maybe just figured, you know what? I got released by a team. He got traded from the Cardinals to Toronto. He got released, and maybe it was a wake-up call to him and say, I have to be better. I have to do something better. And sadly, today we found out that if he talks to himself, he was listening, because he was better today than he was in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
John, Phillies pitchers, I just believe in this game, you got to be better with 2 outs. I think, what was it, the first 5 outs that the Giants scored were all with 2 outs. I thought Lorenzen was shaky. What are your thoughts on Michael Lorenzen right now?
Yeah, he just didn't have good command today. It seems like whenever he did make a mistake, it was getting hit hard somewhere. But, I don't know. People are going to say, well, he threw the no-hitter. He threw too many pitches, more pitches than he's ever thrown, and blah, 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 blah. But, Michael Lorenzen's a stud, and I don't think it has anything to do with fatigue. I think it's just command.
Johnny, what do you think about the guys' approach against Cobb? I know Cobb had pretty good stuff early in the game. It just seemed like they were a little bit dead in the water in the early part of the game today. Yeah,
I don't know what goes on. The early innings, they seem to struggle, and then all of a sudden it's like a light bulb goes off, and, they start getting better pitches to hit, and they hit them. Early in the game, I thought Cobb was really good. I mean, he didn't throw his fastball a ton, which he doesn't. I think he's second lowest percentage of four-seam fastballs or two-seam fastballs in the National League. And Webb's is number 1. So neither one of those guys for the Giants are going to throw a ton of fastballs. But he had a really good split and a really good slider. And, I personally hated those 2 pitches, especially the split. And if someone has a good one, it's a battle. And I think early in the game, Cobb had a really good one.
I got to ask you about JT Realmuto. He's 0 for 5 in this game. Came up in a couple big situations. And in my opinion, I think he missed a couple pitches. He had a couple pitches that he could have driven. What are you seeing with him right now?
Well, I just hopefully, first of all, I hope he's okay. There seemed to be a lot of conversations in the dugout with the training staff and stuff like that. And you can see he was rubbing the back of his knee, his right knee. But his last at bat when he struck out, that pitch was way off the plate. I don't know if he was upset that they called one off the plate to strike the first pitch of that at bat, but he got a couple pitches to hit where he could have done damage, and he just fouled them off. And look, it happens. My only concern is you just hope he's okay, and I think he needs to get back to thinking to right field, right center, and try to drive balls to right center, because it seems like he was pulling off a little bit today.
I'll tell you what, though, John, on 30th anniversary of your team in '93, this team's got that kind of grit. They have fun like you guys did, and you figure they're going to bounce back from this one, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's the thing you love about them. And, how many times in years past have we seen when the Phillies get down 3 runs, the place is empty by the 9th inning, There ain't no one leaving here no more, because they have they're like the Loyola Marymount teams from Paul Westhead's coaching days, if people understand who that is. They're a fast break offense. They can score in a hurry, and that's what you love about them. They're never out of a game because they have power throughout their lineup, and I think it's an exciting brand of baseball. I love the fact that they have that ability to come back, and they have guys who have flair for the dramatic too.
All right, John, speaking of flair from the dramatic, John
See you
Kruk.
Friday.
See you Friday. Looking forward to it, buddy.
And the baseball gods will come and get you when you do that.
Couldn't command his fastball, and he was all over that slider. He was looking to do one thing, and that's exactly what he did. He is a stallion.
Yeah, but talk about him a little bit more, because that's what we all hoped he'd do. That's what we all thought he would do, and he did. That is incredible. You played the game at that level.
Yeah.
How tough is that?
It's really tough.
I don't know
I
what's
was not a
tougher.
very good hitter. This guy is good and had a chance to be a Hall of Famer. The difference between like a lot of players and the superstars is they want to be in these moments, and we've seen it time and time and time again that this guy in these situations, he wants to be there, and not only does he want to be there, but he also performs. It is amazing, and I don't even know how to explain it. But the Phillies are lucky to have a guy.
He's simply a Superman. In all honesty, for baseball terms, he's a Superman. He goes up there, he gets big hits after big hits. He's coming off of a major surgery this year, and he's starting to really kind of heat up in August. So you got to expect that heat to continue into September and hopefully October. But I got to ask both of you, what's harder, hitting that home run for Bryce Harper to tie things up, or actually getting 10 pitchers into a game in 10 innings?
Who did that?
That guy in the other dugout.
It's insane.
Gabe Kapler. You know what? He had to change his sneakers. He bought new sneakers. That's how you wore them out.
Unbelievable.
10 pitchers used by San Francisco and Gabe Kapler. They all presented very nicely.
There were 9 in 5 innings.
That's it, which is amazing. The standings in the wild card race in the National League. Phillies 3 games up on the Giants, but look at them against the Cubs, 2.5, 3 over the Reds and the Giants, Diamondbacks and Marlins. They're all bunched up, the teams that are below the Phillies, and they are 13 games behind the Braves in the East. So as well as the Phils have played, at one point they were 9 games back in the Braves. They've lost 4 games to the Braves. That's how good the Braves are.
The Cubs were
Braves are in another stratosphere.
Right, they are right now. The Cubs were in the Pacific Ocean a month ago. Now all of a sudden they're biting at the Phillies' heels.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be an interesting final 30-plus games. How about Rob Thomson? Here he is post-game in the clubhouse.
Or the swing of emotions like there in the 9th and the 10th inning with Harper's home run and what happened to Kimbrel?
Yeah, it was, obviously a big home run. Again, it's these guys just keep fighting back. Doesn't matter what score is. even in the 10th inning, we had a shot. But, just came up short. We had plenty of opportunities in the middle innings there, but we just came up short.
What happened with Bryce in the fourth after he singled?
Said he fouled a ball off his knee, and it didn't really act up until he got to first base. He's fine.
The right knee?
Pardon?
Your left.
It was his right knee.
What have you seen from Real Muto lately?
Timing, because that's usually what it is. With his leg kick, usually it's timing, and you just got to get back to getting the foot down early and using the entire field.
Is he someone that, with the off day tomorrow, could benefit from like the back-to-back off days you like today?
Yeah, we'll see. See what we got. We got the night day on Saturday and Sunday, so got to take that into account too.
Did you give any thought to challenging that bone hit in the fifth, the one that looked like it might have bounced or Peterson's glove might have been underneath it?
Yeah, but our replay guy said he caught it.
Do you think Lorenzo's last two have been a little sharp?
Well, tonight, yeah, not quite as sharp. Missing spots, really not getting ahead like he normally does, and not being able to finish off innings. In the fourth, he walked the 8-hole hitter, and DeYoung hits home run with 2 out. So it's those types of things right now, but he'll find it.
He's near a career high, or pretty much at a career high in innings. Do you think there's any effect there?
Yeah, there could be, but he's big and strong, and he really takes care of his body, so I'm not really concerned about it.